Okay, so now I'm going to take a look at one of the more unusual films that has been released this year. This is the brand new film from director Yorgos Lanthimos, of course, called Kinds of Kindness. Now, of course, Lanthimos has made a little bit of a career of making strange movies over the years. Of course, we've had The Lobster from him, we've had The Killing of a Sacred Deer, and we've had the award-winning Poor Things, which of course everybody was talking about last year, and kind of introduced Emma Stone to a whole new audience. Now he's teaming up with Emma Stone once again on this film called Kinds of a Kindness, which is really kind of a trilogy of short films. Now, I say short films. This film in itself runs for, I think it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so it's pretty long. But basically it tells 3 stories, and in those 3 stories we have Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, William Dafoe, Margaret Qualley, Yorgos himself, and Hong Chow, basically in all of the films. So the first story revolves around Jesse Plemons playing a character whose life is literally run by William Dafoe. Dafoe's character tells him when to sleep with his wife, what to eat, and one day he's asked to do something that he can't do, and that is cause a car accident that could potentially kill somebody. So Dafoe turns on him, and then we see what it's like for Jesse Plemons' character to try and deal with the aftermath of no longer having this guy running his life. The second film sees Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons married. She goes missing while on a scientific expedition, and Jesse Plemons' character is a police officer, and when she returns, he is convinced that she has been replaced by something that looks and sounds like her, but isn't her. In that one, William Dafoe plays Emma Stone's father, and again, it's a kind of twisted story that goes into it. The third film sees Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons part of a cult run by William Dafoe's character and also Hong Chau's character. And they're on the lookout for this kind of special woman that has powers to bring people back to life. Now, the loose thread that kind of joins these characters together is a character called RMF, actually, that's played by Yorgos himself. That character appears in all 3 stories in a kind of minimalistic way, I've got to say. Probably the first film is the one where he has the most amount of interaction with the main characters. But this, to me, is where there's a little bit of a weakness with this film. Now, I've got to try and say this, but say it nicely. I feel that Yorgos Lanthimos is a kind of overrated director. Yes, he's made some good films, and I will even go as far to say that Poor Things was a great film. But I kind of get the feeling now that he's almost branching off into this territory where he has a license to be as weird as he wants, because modern day cinema goers will lap up his work. Now, why I find that really interesting is because I found even at the screening of Kinds of Kindness, there were people walking out saying, "Oh, genius." Other people were walking out basically saying, "What the hell did I just watch?" And like, I know this is rich coming from me because I am someone who adores Lars von Trier's work, and I love his work, but I can perfectly understand why other people don't like his work, and I think that Yorgos is in that kind of realm now as well, where there are people out there who will love his films, and there are also people out there who will be like, what on earth am I watching? Now, I think the danger of being one of those kinds of directors is that people don't question your work because they don't want to appear dumb, they don't want to appear stupid, and they don't want to appear to be kind of inconsiderate of a bit of work that's a little bit different. Now, as 3 separate short films, I think all of these films were great. I thought they They all held my attention. They had interesting characters. I was trying to work out what was going to happen next. They were well written. But I just wonder why they couldn't have been fleshed out into feature films themselves. And I know people will say, well, that's Lanthimos's, that's his way of doing things. That's his to do what he wants to do with these stories. And I completely agree. But I just don't think that the link between these three stories worked, in the sense that I walked out of this feeling like I'd watched a masterpiece. If I'd been watching these as part of a short film festival, I probably would have walked out going, brilliant, loved them. But for me, the weakness of this was them playing back to back and me trying to pick that link. Like, there's little things all the way through. There's references to omelets, there's references to salmon, there's references to feet in all of these films, apart from the RMF kind of link. But to me, there wasn't even a running theme kind of thing. Like, the title of the film kind of suggests that there's a theme of kindness there. There's not. It's weird because, like I said, any three of these films would have worked as feature films if they'd been fleshed out a little bit. And it just leaves me thinking that now that Lanthimos is in this area where he feels like he can get away with this kind of stuff, where's that going to end up? Are we going to start to see some really average films from him because he feels like he can get away with doing this kind of thing? The strange thing about this was, like I said, I did like all three of them, and I loved the performances. I thought Emma Stone was brilliant. I thought Jesse Plemons was brilliant. I thought William Dafoe was brilliant. And Margaret Qualley and Hong Chau don't get as much screen time as the others, but they do a remarkable job as well. And like I said, the three stories, they totally captivated me. They really did. And it shows to me that Yorgos Lanthimos is a director that's got an amazing amount of creativity in his head. I just would love to have seen him maybe harness that a little bit more, and really done something special with these stories, because I felt that each of these stories deserved to be expanded out. Like I said, if you are a fan of great acting, I think you will really, really enjoy what William Dafoe, Jesse Plemons, and Emma Stone does here. There's some brave acting decisions. Two of the three films have Jesse Plemons and William Dafoe in sexual relationships, so there's a little bit like testing screen time there for Jesse Plemons and William Dafoe, and they do it remarkably well. Emma Stone, once again, puts her body on the line literally in this film. So there's some amazing performances here, and each of these short films, as I said, are amazing short films. I just get the feeling that perhaps they should have been presented that way rather than being grouped together. But look, like I said, that is Yorgos Lanthimos's. He can do what he wants with his work. Like I said, that's not for me to say, but I just feel that as an audience, that perhaps the three back-to-back went a little bit too long, but I think all three of them would have worked perfectly as feature films on their own. So look, go and check out Kinds of Kindness. It has got a general release. I am just going to give it, I think, 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, I don't know if it works having the three play back to back, but they do each individually work, and there's some amazing performances here. But look, go along, see if anyone can pick a theme that I couldn't pick. This is the kind of film that people are going to go along and check out and get different things out of. So yeah, go along, check out Kinds of Kindness, and see if you can pick a theme or something in there that the rest of us have missed. But I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5.